Defense up is what people are saying about Brandon Nimmo, who played center field at a high level for the New York Mets this year. Answered a lot of questions regarding his defensive value, and because of that, there are a lot of reports out there that he's going to get paid, like excessively paid. We had Andrew DeComo on just the show yesterday on Monday. He said expect around a $100 million deal for Brandon Nimmo. The Giants are one of the many teams kicking the tires on Nimmo. The Seattle Mariners have been connected to him as well, among others. What do we think of Brandon Nimmo and his stock right now? Do you believe he's a $100 million player?
Well, I mean, I think in this free agent, in the place that we're at, as far as center fielders go, what Nimmo brings, as far as the energy he brings, he can play. He can go get it out there in center field. Hits with a little bit of power too, and can hit. He's a good hitter. So I don't know if it's $100 million is the number, but I do think this guy is going to be a heck of a center fielder, and I think he's going to get paid.
So he's turning 30 in March. So I like the kid. Oh my gosh, he's one of the nicest kids in the world. I don't want to trash, but this is our job. We have to talk about value of players. So he's going to turn 30 in March. We're talking about him as a center fielder, which he kind of just had that moment where he became a strong defensive player at the age of 29. We love him as a leadoff guy, but how many years are you going to commit to a leadoff guy in his early to mid 30s?
Yeah.
He's had 2 seasons where he played more than 92 games.
Well, I think he's proven with his ability at bats. When you look at some of the peripherals, looking at the hard hit percentage, you look at his ability to get on base. Now we're talking about defensive center fielders coming at a premium nowadays. That's what brings the stock up a little bit. And you mentioned it too. He'll be 30 years old, but I'll never say a guy doesn't deserve as much money as possible because I played this game.
I get it.
I understand how hard it is, but I also look at what he did for the Mets. If you were there watching the games, we understood this guy was a big part of what they did this season at the top of the order.
I hope he gets it. Happy for him if he gets it. But here's my comp.
5-WAR player, too.
Right. Brandon Nimmo, we talked about WAR, we talked about on-base percentage of Shin-Soo Choo. Remember that?
Yeah.
His 1.6, look at the WAR at the bottom of the screen for the first 7 seasons. That's extremely close. Very comparable. Shin-Soo Choo got 7 years at $130 million with the Texas Rangers. That was viewed as a bad contract. Bottom line, that did not work out well for the Texas Rangers. So I love Shin-Soo Choo.
Yeah.
Noble free agent contract. Just walk yourself through this. Jason Worth, that was more of a symbolic free agent deal. He played a lot for them. It was the beginning of them becoming a relevant force in D.C. Jacoby Ellsbury, that's a contract that Yankee fans still get nauseous about. And then Jason Hayward, that just didn't work out. And Jason Hayward's also similar in a way where we were talking about his defensive prowess, his ability to get on base, his ability to be a base runner. Those 3 attributes, I don't know if those age well for outfielders. I don't know if that ages well. Being fast, being a great defender, getting on base.
Yeah, I do think one thing though in 2022, 2023, going into the future, the recovery of these guys, the recovery of the guys in the clubhouse. There's more things, the cryosaunas, all the things they do to get ready, to get inflammation out, to be able to play every day. I think that no doubt is a factor. I don't agree too, 30 years old is too old. I disagree with that. I think there's a lot of guys that play into their 30s, 35, 36 years old that are still quality.
But if you're
players.
signing a center fielder, yeah. Isn't that that's a different position?
Well, also you hope that the power takes place a little bit more. We've seen him have some power production, be able to get that going a little bit more past age 30. You're hoping as he plays more of those games, hopefully that's one of the cases that we'll see moving forward.